Good evening and welcome to the Overseas Cricket League Season 1. We are here at the Al Malik grounds in Ajman. We have the pitch report to you. You can have a look. It's a pretty barren wicket. It's been used earlier in the evening today. A lot of runs have been scored. And with the enhancement of runs in the IPL, which we've seen recently going on, teams will want to replicate them at the local cricket level as well. 190 plus has been scored by both the teams in the game that's preceded just now. So we'll be looking for a run fest. You can see there's absolutely no grass. The ball's going to come onto the bat. Any margin of error is going to fly out of the grounds. Expecting a score of more than 180 plus from either side. And we'll have the match and the toss coming up in the next few minutes. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Al Malik grounds at the Ajman Oval, where we have the Overseas Cricket League Season 1, the penultimate league game between Miracle Realty and Team 11. Rohan from Miracle is leading the side and Sri is leading for Team 11. We have Sri who will be flipping the coin. Heads is a call. Heads is a call. Rohan, you won the toss. What do you want to do?
First. Yeah, we'll bowl first.
Back-to-back 3 games in 3 nights.
Yes.
How has the team morale and how is the team shaping up for this all-important game?
First game was an experience for us. We batted first, considering the dew factor. We never took it into the consideration. Second game, we fielded again. We won it very convincingly. And now we are again planning to bowl over here in the third match.
Okay, how is the team shaping up? It's an all-important game. The winner goes into the finals and the loser will not make it to the finals. Any sort of pressure on the boys, or you told them to just go ahead and enjoy themselves the game?
They are very much enjoying the game. It's a new venue. They are enjoying the game.
And what sort of a score do you want to restrict them to easily overhaul and make it to the finals?
Anything around 120.
Anyway, thank you and all the best. We have Sri. Sri, high on the first game, winning easily within the 10 overs. Then you come back for a next game, a possible all-time low. How happy are you to see this game, a new game, and wipe out the memories of the last game?
We always think there's a chance to go to the final, so that's a positive of this, which we have taken. We know, the first game went well for us. Second game, yeah, we failed as a whole team, but we know where we failed. We had few outshots of players in our team who had come back today to join us. So I think today we'll put our good effort to make sure that we are entering into the finals.
What sort of a score are you putting? The wicket looks good and it looks like full of runs. What sort of a score are you looking at?
I think 160 plus something which we are looking at, and I think we should be able to restrict them. So 160 is our target now.
Anyway, that's the news from the center here. Miracle Reality winning the toss and electing to bowl first. Live action coming in the next few minutes. Thank you. The side screens are the first maximum of the game. Score moves on to 8. Ball crashing into the side screen. It doesn't need any sighters. The first one was a wide. He just measured the wicket. And then the next one sends it sailing over the man, over the long on boundary. So score moves on to 8. We've just 2 legal deliveries of the game done so far. Rohan this time wanting to repeat, this time trying to play it over covers, but the ball was a bit too slow. Mistimed the stroke, no run there. Score remains on 8. We're in the first over. This time off the back foot, plays it towards covers. Quick single taken. The man at covers doing the fielding there. Cannot prevent the single. Score moves on to 9. Now the dot ball, last ball of the first over coming up. Score remains on 9. Shafiq on strike. Oh, into the mid-wicket's hand and straight out of it. So a reprieve for Shafiq. What could have been the first wicket could have ended the over on a high note, but not to be. Score 10 for the loss of no wicket at the end of first over. Welcome back. Over number 2 to begin. It's Nadir Ali Noor Hussain, the left arm spinner who's coming into the attack. He's going to partner his captain Rohan in operating with the new ball. And already we see early signs of dew. Okay, the bowler just making sure he dries the ball. Change in the field. We have a man at mid-wicket. And we have a man at long on. These are the 2 men outside the 30-yard circle. The men inside. Man at short third. Point covers this time. Plays it. And Rohan fields it with his leg. Linesh wanting to take the single, but sent back by his partner. Crisp shot goes onto the back foot. Plays it straight to the man at extra cover. Nobody sweeping the offside bound. Slightly short and sends this towards the square leg boundary. So he gets his first boundary. He moves on to 6. Score moves on to 14. Drops it slightly short. Have a look. Drops it slightly short. Shafiq swivels across and plays it towards the square leg. A couple of bounces and the ball crashes into the square leg boundary. The man now from mid-wicket moved towards the square leg region. Needs to make sure he keeps tighter lines here. Shouldn't be afraid to toss the ball up, and he cleans him up. The arm ball. And out fox Shafiq. So after that boundary, he goes on his back foot to play the one, misses the line, and his off stump is pegged back. So the first wicket for Team 11. It has been Shafiq, who's lost his off stump and is making his way back to the pavilion. Have a look at it this time. Going on with the arm, and he's foxed him to see his off stump taking a beating. New man at number 3, Dayam Fazili, left-hand batsman. Bowler and the captain setting the field accordingly with the left-hander now on strike. A man at long on and a man at square leg. Goes on the back foot, plays it dead straight. No run there. Fourth ball of the over. Plays it in the air, going towards the long off boundary. The man at mid-on trying to give a chase, but the ball wins the race. So Dayam also opening his account with the boundary. Have a look at it. Tossed up. No second invitation required. Plays it over the man at mid-off. There's nobody patrolling the boundary there. There's a quick outfield and the ball just races across the turf. This time cuts this towards the gully boundary. Fielder giving the chase. Keeps it down to 2. Score moves on to 20. That's the end of the over. 10 runs coming off it, but the success of having Shafiq into the pavilion. The attack, so we've seen a medium pacer, right arm medium pacer. We've seen a left arm leg break orthodox spinner, and now we see a right arm off spinner coming in. Starts off with the wide. The keeper misses that one. Chase for the man at short third. The ball just stopping inside, waiting. The umpire is waiting for a signal. So just 3 wides. Making sure that the ball is in the field of play. Millen starting off with the wide, will want to correct that one. He'll have to bowl it outside the off stump. Slightly short this time, brings it into the batsman. It's not the conventional type of a spinner who likes to loop the ball. Bowls it a little bit flatter, quicker. Have a look at it. This time dug it into the pitch. Straight to the man at short fine. He misfields the ball and the ball is racing towards the fine leg boundary. By the time he fields, another couple of runs to the total. Score moves on to 25. Teams will have to do better out here if they want to keep this score to as low as possible. Every run counts. Millen coming to bowl his second ball, loses his footing, has to reload again. Balls are wide this time, outside the off stump, but outside the lines. Keeper coming up and having a word with him, probably asking him to settle down, make sure that he's in a good frame of mind when he comes to deliver that ball. Good bit of thinking by the keeper. Maybe trying to be a bit quicker than he should. He can try to loop the ball, keep it a bit more slow, let the batsman make that mistake. This time brings it back and Linesh plays it towards extra cover, the man there doing the fielding. Linesh moves into double figures. He moves to 10. Fourth ball of the over brings the left-hander onto strike. Cuts this one towards gully. Man there moving to his left and making sure that he keeps the batsman on strike without giving a run away. It is going to be difficult for the bowlers to keep the ball dry as much as possible. Millen to firstly Kane tucks him up, gives no room whatsoever, goes on the back foot, plays it back to the bowler. Good comeback. A couple of dot balls. We're still in the third over. First two overs costing 10 runs each. So 7 runs of 5 balls. Would want to close it out without conceding many. Kane on the back foot, plays it back towards the bowler, ends it well. 3 overs completed, 27 for the loss of 1 wicket. Linesh is batting 10 of 6 balls with 1 maximum. And Dayan Fazli is 6 runs of the 6 balls with a boundary to his credit. Nader to continue his second over. So wicket in the first over, onto the pads. An inside edge into the pads towards short square leg. The keeper does the rest, doesn't make sure that there's no run given there. Second ball over. Again, onto the back foot. Keeping it tight. No run given him in the last 5 balls that have been bowled. So pressure now shifting back onto the batting side. This time tosses this one up and sends this over mid-wicket for his second maximum. So Linesh moves on to 16. The pressure released. He kept it tight for the last 4 balls, but this time this one was tossed up. Have a look at it. Tosses this one, but slightly more fuller than he would have liked, and that's the reason that ball has now sailed over the mid-wicket boundary. Score moves on to 33. This time slightly shortening his length up. Tucking the batsman up for room. Doesn't give him much width to play this time. So dot ball. Fifth ball of the over. Wrapped on the pads. Waiting for the umpire. Probably an inner edge. Is what would have saved the batsman because he was caught right on the crease in front of the stumps. We'll just confirm them when we see the replay. So last ball of the over coming up. 6 runs coming on the 5. It's only a 6 that was scored. Now, this is where Team 11 will have to start thinking. It can't be just boundaries all the time. This time he sprays it on the leg stump and the ball holding up just before the ropes. So another couple. End of the over. 8 runs coming off that. 35 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 4. In the field, the man it covers is out on the boundary. Again, tucking him up. Firstly, wanting to played towards the onside and set up for a quick single, not to be. The ball a change in the field again. The man from cover boundary comes into the circle. It covers the man. It shot mid wicket, goes towards squarish deep wicket. Into the man at long off, but just falling short of him. A good effort. What would have been a relatively superb catch had he taken that one. Probably started half a second late than he would have liked. Made a full length dive to make sure, lucky for him, that the ball bounced and doesn't hit his face. Could have been a bit dangerous had it hit him somewhere close to the face, but as this time brings the ball back in. Linesh not picking him that well. He's played him off the back foot on a few occasions, not able to make contact or not able to get any run from him. As Millen in to bowl to Linesh. This time plays it towards backward square leg, rather short square leg, but no run there. The man at mid wicket being sent a little bit more squarer, not finer. Millen bowling to Linesh. This time plays it towards the mid-off boundary. The ball bouncing after hitting the turf and just took off. So end of the over. Sorry, the one more ball to go. This was the fifth ball of the. Have a look at it. The ball, once it came towards the end of the pitch area, where we to the left of our screen, just flew off the deck. No chance whatsoever for the man at mid-off to field a ball. This time trying to play this one over covers, not to be. End of the over. 5 overs completed, 40 for the loss of 1 wicket. Millen's 2 overs have cost 12 runs. It's an economical spell so far, considering you're bowling in the power play where 2 fielders are outside the circle. 40 for 1 after 5. Left arm around the wicket. To the left-hander. Cuts this one. Stopped by the fielder at Gully, keeps it down to 2. Score moves on to 42. This time over the man at mid-off. Couple of bounces into the fence he goes. So the left-hander now opening up. So he got 3 boundaries to his credit. He moves on to 17 with that boundary of 11 balls. Handsome stroke, just making sure. With the 2-factor falling on the ground, it becomes all the more easy. The ball comes onto the bat much better, as this time doesn't give him the width that he was looking for. Gets a single. Man at deep mid-wicket coming in towards the long on boundary to save that run. Keeps it down to a single. takes the left-hander off strike. Score moves on to 47. Linesh batting 22 of 16, 2 sixes and 1 boundary. Diane Fazli is batting 14 of 11 with 2 boundaries. Again missing his mark. Rather, the ball still wet. Was not able to grip that one either. Have to come back to his mark and bowl again. This time handsomely played over the man at cow corner for his third maximum. The moment it's in the arc, these modern batsmen don't miss out on that. Just making sure they make good contact. And with the bats of such nature, this one's going way above the boundary line. No chance for anybody into the banks for a maximum. The 50 coming up. 53 for 1 in 5.4 overs. We'll come back with the ball being thrown. This time crisply towards the man at mid-off. Too quick for the ball. Well fielded by the man at mid-off, making sure that they don't cross over for a single. Last ball of the power play coming up, 53 for 1. We'll have to see whether he wants to close this out with the maximum, or he must be eyeing it. Edges this one. The man at short third giving the chase. The ball holding up just before the boundary ropes again. So 2 more runs to end the power play. 55 for 1. Fairly can be said after that early wicket that they lost. Linesh and Fazli have taken the attack to the opposition. Linesh is now 30 of 19 balls with 3 maximums and a boundary. Dayan Fazli batting 14 of 11 with 2 boundaries. And Nadir at the moment 3 overs, 33 for 1. Expensive spell so far from him. Rohan coming back for his second over. The field restrictions have been relaxed. We have now men patrolling the cover boundary, long off. Easy single towards the man at covers. Score moves on to 56. We have a man at square leg with the man, and now with the left and right combination, fielders will have to do a lot of moving around. Rohan to Linesh. Foolish delivery, sweeps this one. Gets an edge and the ball just stopping again before the boundary ropes for another 2 runs. Score moves on to 58. It's a foolish ball that he decided to sweep. And had it not come onto the bat, he would have been a definite candidate for LBW. But as of now, he is on batting on 32. This time, rocks back, plays it towards wideish long on. The man there keeps it. There's a chance of a second, and they complete it. Damon Fuzley is a bit short, so he has to have those extra steps or the extra legs to make his ground. He does this successfully. By the time the throw came in, he was nearly close to the popping crease. 2 more runs take the score on to 60. Off the edge, flying towards the man at point. $60 for 1 within the 7th over, 5th ball of the over coming up. The right hand, if a man at cover boundary, the man at long off. This time stands tall and plays it towards long off. The man moving about 8 paces to his right and fields the ball. Brings the left-hander on strike. Prompts a field change again. Foolish delivery, plays it towards the man at extra covers. Single completed, wanting the second would have been risky, but they're safe at the end of 7 overs. 62 for the loss of 1 wicket, run rate just a shade below 9 runs. It's a beautiful wicket to bat on. Dinesh was quick with his reflexes, bent down, making sure that he doesn't get hit. And they collect a single. Score moves on to 63. Dinesh facing Amol. Full toss, plays it down the ground. The man at long on coming towards his left and keeps it down to a single. One thing pleasing about Linesh's batting is that whatever he's hit so far, they've all been crisp strokes. Even if the one played down the ground, they have been crisp. They haven't been those edges which you normally find sometimes. And the ones that have been hit over the ropes have cleared them by quite a distance. This time wanting to play this, but checked his stroke, plays it towards the Point region collects a single, score moves on to 65. So good over so far. 3 balls, 3 singles. Anything 6 or below in an over, rather 7 or below an over is considered good. 8 to 9 can be considered par. Rather 8 to 10 can be considered par with the way the modern game has now developed. At this time Linesh plays it slightly uppish, but there's nobody in the mid-on region. The man there is at the long-on region, so doesn't play it with full effort. Just plays it over the man at mid-on region and collects a single. Score moves on to 66. Fifth ball of the over coming up. 4 singles so far. This time again swats this one towards the man at long off. Fielder in that area has been kept quite busy. He's done a lot of running around. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 67. Last ball of the over coming up. Again, the ball being dried up after every time it kisses the turf. Full ball, down leg side. Very good ball, dipping in front of the batsman and beating him up. End of the over, 67 for 1. 5 runs coming off that, all in the form of singles. Welcome back. Over number 9 plays firstly playing it towards the man at short covers. Takes off for a single. Score moves on to 68. And onto the pads, leg side rather. Linesh missing out on a freebie and a wide being called, so 1 more run to the total. .69 for the loss of 1 wicket. This time tosses this one up and towards the man at long on. The man was slightly squarer. Had he been finer, could have been in business, but not to be. There's 1 more run. Score moves on to 70. This time rocks back, plays it towards the man at short cover, chance of a run out. But by the time the fielder, the batsman is back in his crease. Linesh is back. First wicket fell at the score of 14, and since then these two have, this time crisply played towards the long off boundary. The fielder doing well to keep the ball within the field of play. 2 runs. Are they going upstairs to have a check? Have a look at it. A good piece of fielding, long strides, reaching the ball, sliding. We just have to look whether he was touching the boundary when he was fielding the ball. The umpire is convinced. Third umpire signals that's just 2 runs to the total. Or rather, he's been given it a boundary. Sorry. No, apologies. That's a boundary that's come after quite some time. But nevertheless, a very good bit of fielding. This time beaten in the air, but still collects a single towards long on. A single. Score moves on to 75. We coming towards the last ball of the 9th over. Run rates dropped down from 9 to 8.49. We'll have to see whether this last ball, what does Lineage do? Plays it towards deep backward square leg. The man chasing the ball and just keeping it inside the boundary rope are a couple of runs. So at the end of 9 overs, 77 for 1, current run rate of 8.46 projected will get them to 171. Last 5 overs, 42 runs have been scored without the loss of any wicket. Amol to continue. This is the first ball of the 10th over, slightly slower, plays it towards point, chance of a run out. Ball comes in very late to the keepers, a single being collected. Score moves on to 78. आप भी खा के आ जाओ जल्दी. Make sure deep properly count करके money लेके आना, okay? चल bye. Second ball of the over, full toss, plays it towards the vacant long leg boundary. Score moves on to 82. Amol Sawant, who had bowled a very good first over, this time bowling a loopy full toss onto the pads. Linesh just goes down on one knee and sends this towards the long leg boundary, rather deep square leg boundary. Now moves on to 44 of 29, 2 boundaries and 3 maximums. He's been quite close for quite some time, but now deciding to break the fire this time, plays it towards deep mid wicket, completes a single. He moves on to 47. The team score moving on to 84 with that single. Rather 83 with that single. 3 balls completed in the over. It's given over 6 runs so far. This time Amol erring on the left-hander's leg side, so he's lucky that he didn't get a bat on it, else this could have been sent towards the fine leg boundary. So 1 more run added. Score moves on to 84. This time shuffles across towards the offside and a fine edge, and the ball this time just managing to get into the fence. So score moves on to 88. The run rate now again picking up and being over 9.1. So the aim is now on 30 of 22. He's got 4 boundaries to his credit here to hit a maximum. He'll be soon eyeing one of those boundaries, maybe over the man at mid-wicket or long on. He's also got a good cover drive. So this time, a chance for him towards the man at mid-wicket. And A not so good delivery gets him a wicket. He could have sent this crashing over the mid-wicket boundary, but didn't get it well onto the bat. And Nader Ali, moving to his right, takes a running catch. So Dayam's innings comes to probably a commentator's curse. Well, expected that he would have been depositing one over the mid-wicket. Finds the man at deep mid-wicket for a well-made 30. So the partnership broken. 74 runs partnership is broken, and Dayam Fazli is out. Welcome back. The left-hand, right-hand combination continues. Farooq Punna, the new man, the left-hander replacing a left-hander. Dayam Fazli, the man, just out. What could have been a maximum ends up into the hands of the man at mid-wicket, and sees departure. Amol to continue onto the back foot, plays it towards Rohan. End of the over, end of 10 overs, 88 for the loss of 2 wickets. Now we'll change ends. Up till the 16th or 17th over, keep wickets in hand and then go full throttle in the last 4 or 5 overs. So an off spinner coming into it, takes it down towards the man at long on for a single. The new bowler Ahmed Khalid, who's now bowling the 11th over, brings Farooq Punna on to strike. He's yet to get off the mark. He's just faced one ball before the drinks break. Taking his time to get ready. We have 2 men on the onside, or rather 3 men, one man at long on, a man at deep mid-wicket, and the man at squarish mid-wicket plays this one towards the mid-on region. The bowler doing the fielding of his own bowling. Can you have a look? As soon as the ball goes onto the turf, the bowler has to get his towel out to dry it up, just to make sure he gets a better grip on the ball. Drives this in the air towards the man at extra covers. By the time he feels and he throws the ball back, a couple of more runs to the total score moves on to 92. Umesh now on 48 of 32 balls. Beaten all ends up. Ahmed was surprised. How did that ball miss the leg stumps. So good over so far. Given away 4 runs of the 4 balls he's bowled. This time onto the pads, man at mid-wicket, and he manages to hold it. Wait for that, he's dropped it rather, so 2 more runs. And a 50 completed. There's all possibility that the ball could have gone over the ropes, but not to be. There was a chance for the man at mid-wicket, and he shelled that one. And Linesh completes his half century. This time tries to swing it towards the fine leg area. So 1 more run added. Score moves on to 95 at the end of 11. Another bowler being used. It's Ashay Sardesai coming into the attack for the first time. This time plays it towards long on. The man there. This after a couple of juggles, he holds up. So the reprieve not costing much, only allowing Linesh to complete a well-compiled half-century. So Ashay coming first ball wicket. The man at long on, juggling a bit, but managing to hold on to it this time. So the 3rd wicket down at the score of 95. High into the night sky, moving to his right, well judged. And in the end, after juggling it 2 to 3 times, holds on to it. Ahmed Khalid, who should have been in the wickets column, this time has a catch to his name. Playing it for the team. Brings Kiran Mohan onto strike to the center. He's batting at number 5. Kiran Mohan on strike. Ashay Sardesai bowling to him. Cuts this, goes on the backboard. Plays it towards the cover region. The man at cover boundary coming in and fielding the ball. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 96. Ashay to the left-hander. Down leg side will be called wide. 1 more run to the total score. Moves on to 97. Farooq plays it back towards the bowler. And a good stop of his own bowling. Score remains on 97. This time digs it out from near his legs and sends it towards the long on for a single. .98 for 3. Fifth ball of the over. Kiran on strike. He's off the mark for that single that he faced with the first ball. Cross batted shot. Nowhere close to the one. Ball into the keeper's gloves. One more run added. Score remains on 98. Last ball of the 11th over coming up. Sorry, last ball of the 12th over coming up. The man at short mid-wicket being sent to deep mid-wicket. The man at long leg being brought back into the circle. And this time plays it over the man at covers for a maximum. The 100 coming up. 104. Just given away 3 runs of the first 5 balls that he bowled. That extra wide that he bowled. The batsman managing to cash onto it. Tossed up delivery. Plays it slightly inside out. And sends us over the cover boundary for a maximum. Now this is what happens when you bowl those extra balls. There's always a chance that your over could be damaged. And this is what it does. Farooq Puna on strike. Ahmed Khalid the bowler. Plays it in the air. The man at mid-wicket in the game. And he sends this over the mid-wicket boundary. So Ahmed is not so lucky so far. Twice of his bowling that the ball catch has been dropped. And on this occasion, the ball was also parried over the boundary. Have a look at it. Cross-batted, plays it in the air, high in the night sky. The fielder doing well to come under that one, but he tried to catch the ball quite close to his face. That's why probably he lost sight of it for a second, and that is what helped the ball crash into the boundary. So Farooq gets his boundary, his first boundary, and although a moral victory to the bowler, but he's still not in the wickets column. He'll ideally want to come back and get a wicket onto the pad, but probably down leg side. He's trying hard. He's kept the batsman quiet here. .108 for 3. We're in the 13th over of the innings. This time over the non-striker's head, and for a single. Score moves on to 109. Both these batsmen are on 7 each. Farooq has faced 7 balls and he's got 1 boundary. And Kiran has just faced 3 balls and he's got a maximum to his credit. A lot of field changes with the left-right combination continuing. And believe me, that takes a bit of toll on you, although you have to field for 20 overs, but you also have to keep changing positions with the left hand, right hand batters at the crease. As Ahmed Khalid this time, quicker one onto the pads, sends it towards the mid-wicket boundary. By the time the fielder Nadir fields it, 2 runs added, and overthrows out here. A wild throw, the keeper missing, so does the man at gully. That's not so good cricket, so where that should have been a possible 1, converted into 2, and then the bonus overthrow gets them the 3rd run. So the agony continuing for Ahmed Khalid rather. His 2 catches dropped with the boundary being given away, and then this extra runs all going against his name. This time plays it towards the cow corner for 1 bounce 4. Score moves on to 116. Farooq moves into double figures with the second boundary. Have a look at it, into his striking zone, and all he needed was to access the vacant cow corner area. The man now being sent towards the cow corner. There's a man at long on who's been brought in a few paces to his left just to keep him a bit squarer. And chance of a stumping, and the umpire, square leg umpire, sending it upstairs. That concludes the over. Its score remains on 116. We'll have to wait and watch to see whether this was a stumping or the batsman had made his ground. Have a look at it. The batsman well outside his ground, trying to play that one. Misses that one completely. The keeper making sure the ball nestles into his gloves. Trying to regain. So does the keeper. Batsman has made his ground. We'll have to wait and watch what they did. It's a quick decision. It's not out, so the batsman survives. The keeper could have been much more quicker. A little bit quicker, could have seen the end of Farooq, but not to be. 116 for 3. They need to win that game, get those 2 points if they want to play the finals against Richmond. As Kiran this time plays it towards the man at deep covers. Keeps it down to a single. Not so good fielding. One, he could have come forward and tried to take that catch. It's quite vital that you need to get those wickets as early as possible. And then after he fields the ball, sends this along the turf, knowing that there is dew around. And it's difficult to grip the ball, so try to keep it as dry as possible. The bowlers are doing all they can to try to keep the ball dry. These are things that you have to be aware of as a cricketer. Know the conditions, play according to them, and utilize whatever you can. As this time Farooq plays it with soft hands, plays it towards short mid-wicket. There's nobody patrolling the boundary. By the time the man from deep mid-wicket comes in, it was a comfortable brace for them. Didn't have to run too hard to complete that one. Score moves on to 119. There's a lot of empty spaces. This time plays it towards long off for a single. Score moves on to 120. We're in the 14th over of the innings. Current run rate of 8.89 will get them to 178. The wicket looks quite good to bat on, so 200 should be par out here. That's what they should be trying, because Miracle Realty too have a good batting lineup. Plays it in the air, and the man at mid-wicket, does he have a chance? He drops that one, so Miracle Realty really need a miracle as to who's going to take those catches. They've only held on to one of the 5 that have come their way. Ashay Sardesai this time not so lucky. The previous occasion, Ahmed Khalid had managed to get him a wicket, but not this time. This was quite high in the air. The man had stationed himself well under the catch. Have a look at it. But at the moment, I guess it's not the effort, it is the execution that is a bit faulty out here. Their hands are not in the right position when the ball is coming close to them. On both the occasions, they're trying to catch the ball well above the eye line. This time, the keeper trying to break the stump, but Farooq Punna was well inside his crease. What could have been 121 for 5 is still 121 for 3. This time, again, cross-batted that one towards deep mid-wicket. The man there doing the fielding keeps it down to a single. So at the end of 14 overs, 122 for 3. This time, another chance. This time towards the man at long on. 1 run to Farooq. Sajjad. Ahmed Khalid is 2.1 overs, 20 runs. It's 2 overs that cost 19. Score moves on to 1, 2, 3. Ahmed Khalid to Kiran Mohan. This time, again, the man at mid-wicket comes into play, but this time, the fielder holds on to it. Nadir Ali, the fielder, who had early taken a good catch, now comes back. So score now 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Kiran Mohan out for 12 of 7 balls. Have a look at it. Wasn't that short, but played it high, hoping to clear the mid-wicket boundary, but Ahmed Khalid was in the way this time, making sure he hangs on to it. Sorry, Nadir Ali was a catcher. And finally, Ahmed Khalid gets a wicket to his name. Haris Khan, the man at number 6, comes in to replace Kiran Mohan. So right-hander replacing a right-hander. So the left and right combination has continued since the fall of first wicket. Ahmed Khalid to continue. Beats him in the air, but an inner edge takes it towards fine leg. He's off the mark with that single. Brings Farooq on to strike. He's batting 16 of 14 balls. Striking the ball well, but he will want some more big strikes to make sure his team gets to a respectable total. Drives it towards the man at cover boundary. There's a single there. Score moves on to 125. 125 for 4. 2 more balls left in this over. This is the 15th over of the innings. They're trying to play a big shot, but beaten all ends up. So is the keeper, but no run added to the total. Score remains on 125. Last ball of the over coming up. Cuts this one towards point. The man there fielding, so keeping it to a dot ball. End of the over. 15 overs completed, 125 for 4. The run rate now dropping to 8.33. Current run rate will get them to 167. Since the fall of Linesh's wicket, the run rate has kept dropping down. Ashay Sardesai to continue. Plays it towards the man at long off for a single. Score moves on to 126. Brings Haris Khan on strike. It is up to Ashay. Now, how does he keep Haris at strike as much as possible so that the pressure builds on to Farooq when he comes to strike? It's a matter of sometimes biding your time and then go for your kill. Ashay to Haris. And Haris this time has seen enough. He just sends this over the mid-wicket boundary for a maximum. Not the length that you want to bowl. Could have looped the ball a little bit more, a little more slow. You got men protecting your long on and mid-wicket boundary. As you have a look at it, into his pads, drifting in with a bit of pace and on to the banks at mid-wicket. Score moves on to 132. Is this the way? Slightly shorter this time, quicker trajectory, not that high. Beating Haris, but still remains there. Score remains on 132. This time towards the extra cover boundary. The fielder there doing well to keep it down to a single. Score moves on to 133. .133 for 4. This is the 5th ball of the over coming up. This is 2.4 overs, given away 23 runs and taken 1 wicket. This time, the man at mid-wicket can see this sailing over. So Farooq gets another for his first maximum. And score races now to 139. Again, Ashay needs to slow it up a bit, loop it up a bit. Have a look at it. Slightly flatter but quicker, and Farooq gets well in place to send this over the deep mid-wicket boundary for a maximum. His first maximum, along with the 2 boundaries he scored. He now moves on to 24 of 17. This time plays it towards the man at long off for a single. End of the 16th over, 140 for 4. And Ashay has given away 30 runs of the 3 overs that he's bowled so far. Nader to Farooq. Slightly quicker. Plays this towards long on for a single. Score moves on to 141. Stocky left-hander. Slightly short in nature, but packs a punch when he plays the shots. Nader to the outside edge. The man at short third giving the chase. And the ball just stops inside. So a couple of runs. Taking the third. The keeper missing at well. So that's where you've got to have that awareness. The man at short fine was just a spectator. He should have been there trying to tag the ball. The keeper doing the running and couldn't hold on to the ball. So that allowed that third run. Could have possibly affected a run out here. So half a chance missed. You need to take those chances on such games. To see the back of well-set batsmen who are now coming towards the end of the innings, as this time drills us back beyond the bowler for a single. Score moves on to 146. 3 balls completed in the over. 3 more balls left in the spell for Nader. And to complete his quota of 4 overs. Nader. This time again bowling it outside the off stump, inviting the batsman to play against the spin. Haris Khan managing to edge this one. The previous time he played it towards the left of third man and got 3 runs. This time plays it towards the right of the third man and gets a single and gets off strike. Score moves on to 146. 16.4 overs completed for the loss of 4 wickets. Needs to be seen. What does he do? As this time under edge eludes the keeper for a quick single. Score moves on to 147. Last ball of the over. Harrison strike. This time across the keeper. Sorry, called wide. Bowler asking if he's going upstairs. The umpire says he's convinced that the batsman was inside his crease. The score moves on to 148. Good piece of bowling, dragging the batsman out, but bowling it slightly outside the tram lines, penalized for that, and will have to re-bowl. He's coming away 41 runs of the 3.5 overs he's bowled. This time plays it towards deep mid-wicket. A single completed. We'll have to wait and watch the batsman decline the second, but the keeper missing that one allows that second run to be completed. So end of Nader Ali Shah, Nader Ali, 4 overs, 43 runs and 1 wicket. Economy of 10.75. Haris Khan moving to 14 of 9 balls with 1 maximum. Farooq Puna batting 28 of 21 with 2 boundaries and 1 maximum. We're into the last 3 overs of the innings. The 150 coming up. Hasn't brought the medium pacer. The captain Rohan has not brought himself on, nor brought Sawant on to bowl. Amol Sawant is happy to keep the spinners in attack. This time plays it over the bowler's head and a beautiful shot. Have a look at that shot. Straight as an arrow over the bowler's head. Score moves on to 156. Have a look at that. Straight on. Just making sure his back leg goes a bit across to allow him to swing those arms. Score moves on to 156. There's absolutely no margin for error on this wicket. The balls, even with the ball not drying up, it's difficult for them to get maximum revs on the ball. This time plays it towards mid-wicket. By the time the deep mid-wicket fielder comes in and fields, 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 158. Is now 36 of 23. This time plays it towards the man at long off. This ordinary effort out there. Could have done much better had he tried to go in for that catch. You've got to take those catches. To see the back of batsmen of the caliber of Farooq, who's middling every ball that he's faced. And this time into his striking zone, and Haris doesn't miss out on that. So another maximum in the over. Score races to 165. He's already given away 15 runs of the 4 balls he's bowled, with a couple of them more to come. Could have followed what Nader Ali had done the previous over. Kept the ball away from Haris's striking zone. He's not so great with the ball that's outside the off stump, but this time with the ball coming in and into your body, all it takes is a proper send off for the ball over the mid-wicket boundary. This time much better. This is what he should be doing. Outside the off stump, invite the batsman to play over the cover region. It's not a strong area. Can bring the man at extra cover slightly more finer to his left. And this is what he did again. This time held its lane. Let's have a look. And another drop. Both the fielders coming from long on and mid-wicket. No communication whatsoever. So 2 more runs to the total. Ahmed Khalid bearing the brunt of 3 catches being dropped off his bowling. And his figures read 4 overs, 39 runs, 1 wicket. .167 for 4, 19th over to begin. This time plays it towards the man at long off for a single. Score moves on to 168. Would be a good effort by Miracle Realty if they keep them below 185 out here. Anything between 180, 185, they would have come back and This time, again, this is the mistake that he too has been doing, trying to tuck the batsman up, but he's too strong on his leg stump. And the moment it's on middle and leg, all he needs to do is muscle up one. And score now races on to 174. Partnership of 50 coming in 5 overs. They've been going at 10 runs and over since the time these two have come together. And with the way they're striking, 190 is well on the cards. Partnership 51 of 24 rather. This time in the air, had to fetch it from slightly outside the off stump, and another drop. Is it a drop? No, it is. There's a catch being taken. So the end of Harris's innings. Finally, they managed to catch one. And Haris Rauf is out for 28 of 13 balls, or rather 14 balls with 3 maximums. Have a look at it. This time slightly outside the off stump. Fetches this one. Skews it high in the air. The man at long on. Takes it. And brings Gabriel Gracious to the wicket. Score moves on to is on 174 for 5. We're just 9 balls away from the closure of this innings as he under-edges this one. Keeper quick to field the ball, making sure he keeps Farooq away from strike. Now that's what you got to do. You try to keep the new batsman on strike as much as this time. Slightly short. Plays it towards deep mid-wicket, a single being taken. Last ball of the over. Interesting to see how Farooq goes about it. Does he take a single and keep strike, or does he go for the maximum? These are fine little points that you need to understand about your game when you're in a knockout game, or rather any game. Comes down the wicket, slams this one towards extra cover. A single being taken. Gabriel wanting to come back for the second. Chance of a run out. And a suicidal second run sees the end of Farooq. This is what I was talking about. You got a single, you got to take strike in the next over. Gabriel pushes him to come for a second. He could have declined it. He goes forward with that. And in the end, has to walk back to the pavilion. He's out for 39 of 26 balls. At the end of 19 overs, 176 for 6. Amol Sawant coming into bowl. His third over, he's given away 16 runs for 1 wicket. This time in the air, the man at long off, drops up one, allows the second run to be completed. It's a much better effort. It was a difficult chance. Had done well to reach the ball. Would have been spectacular had he held on to that one. Not to be 2 runs more added to the total score. Moves on to 178. Amol this time skews it in the air towards covers, takes a single. He's off strike, brings Vivi onto the center. Score 179. So the 180 is more or less completed. It remains to be seen whether they can get it to 185 and beyond in the last 4 balls, as Amol sends this towards mid-wicket. There's 2 men, 1 man at cow corner, the man at deep mid-wicket, keeps it down to a single. Score 180, 3 more balls left. The man at long on, buoy 2 being sent a bit wide out there. Wouldn't be a bad idea if he can bring the man at deep, short mid-wicket to see to it that they stop that single as well. Doesn't look like much of it is going to go towards the offside, as this time Gabriel comes inside the line, plays it towards long leg. 2 more runs completed. Score moves on to 182. 2 more balls left in this innings. Plays this towards deep mid-wicket. Would want to come back for the second, but not running fast. Didn't allow them to think of that. So the last ball of the innings coming up. 183 for 6. VV taking strike. He is batting 101. Gabriel batting 7 of 6. Last ball of the over. Plays it over the bowler's head, going towards the long off boundary. So a boundary to end the game, to end the innings, and they complete their innings at 187. So the 185 that we were talking about just being crossed. .187 for 6. VV not out 5 of 2 balls with 1 boundary. Gabriel 7 of 6 balls with no boundaries. Amol Sawant completing his quota, completing 3 overs for 27 runs and taken 1 wicket. So Miracle Realty need 188 in the 20 overs to win this game. Vinny, first ball starts off outside the off stump with the batsman moving, the umpire indicating. Second ball of the over, of the innings. Guides us towards gully. बॉस बॉलर को बोलो वो कपड़ा थोड़ा ये बाजू रखे. हाँ, वो कपड़ा को ऐसी जगह पे रखे दिखाई नहीं दे. अंपायर को कमर में रखने का बोलो. अंपायर के कमर में उसके सामने रखो. अंपायर के कमर में रख दो, नहीं तो अपना कमर में बस. स्क्रीन पे भी ऐसे देखेगा, लोग बोलेंगे क्या है कचरा है. It's a brief fault. The towel being taken off the turf. Third ball of the over. Score still. Batsman playing it back towards the bowler. No run there. Cautious start so far. Vinith has been on the money in the first 3 balls that he's bowled. Kept one outside the off stump. The second one slightly more in. The third one into the sticks. On all the 3 occasions, the batsman not able to get any run of it. They need to have a good start, as this time the batsman coming down the wicket but deciding to chance his arm, lets the ball go through. So 4 consecutive dot balls. Fifth ball of the first over. Loops this one, but this time is outside the tram line. So first ones to the score. The batsman yet to get off the mark, but the team is off the mark with that single. Score 1 of 4 legal balls. Wrapped on the pads, going down leg side, wanting a single, but Ashad not interested. So the score remains on 1 with the ball to go. Required run rate at the start of the innings was 9.4. And in a space of 5 deliveries, it's jumped up to 9.76. Vinith, last ball of the over. This time connects it, but there's a man at extra cover there, Farooq the fielder. So excellent field placing by the captain Sri, who's leading this side. He also leads Crawford Insurance. A veteran out here in this part of the cricketing circles. So end of the first over, 2 for the loss of no wicket. Ashay yet to take strike. The first 6 balls being faced by Patil, Prathamesh Patil. Second over of the power play, only 2 men allowed. They've got a man at extra cover. This time plays this again towards the man at covers. There's a lot of gaps out there. So another single brings Ashay on to strike for the first time in the game. Right arm medium, but has a slightly quicker action when he comes to the wicket. Have a look at it. Puts a lot of effort into that, as this time Ashay plays this towards the mid-wicket region with the dew. The ball tends to hold up, and if the shot is not that great, as we see here that there was not good keeping and cover by the fielders, allows that extra run. So score moves on to 4. Fielder not it's having a bit of a talk, so Ashay deciding to back off. Needs to collect himself and face the next ball. He's batting 2 of 1. This time in the air, the man at mid-on in play, and the first wicket down. Ashay trying to be aggressive out there, but the ball wasn't there to hit that one. Played it high in the air, and the man at mid-on takes an excellent catch. So 5 for 1. Haris Khan, the fielder at mid-on, moving to his right, keeping his eye onto the ball and making sure he catches the ball right in front of his tummy rather than closer to his eyes, making sure his eyes follow the ball all the way into his palms. Brings the captain Rohan to the center. Coming at number 3, the right-hand batsman takes his guard. Kiran bowling a slight, not so short, wanting to pull this one. Right under the bat, goes into the keeper's gloves. No run there. Score remains on 5. Kiran missing that one. Another dot ball. Score remains on 5. The run rate now within the second over has reached 10 runs and over. Comparatively, Team 11 had a better start. They had scored 20 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of 2 overs. Rohan off the mark with that single to a short mid-wicket. End of the over, 6 for the loss of 1 wicket. Needing another 182 runs of the remaining 108 balls. Stall. Another dot ball. Score remains on 6. Full toss, missing that one. And missing the single as well. Batsman asking whether that was a no ball. Umpire not interested. आराम से वेस्ट आइट था. We need to continue. Onto the pads, we're probably drifting down leg side. We'll wait for the umpire's signal. Calls it a leg by. Score moves on to 7. Patel on strike. Chance asking for a caught behind. Umpire not interested. A late call. The keeper went up. Bowler was a bit late. Wasn't sure, but went when he saw his keeper asking for that. But no damage. Their score remains on 7. Prathamesh takes that single. Gabby! Score is wrong. Ask him to check. There's some error in scoring. Not last. Prathamesh is off strike now. He'll have to swap the batsman. Ask him to check. Rohan is on strike. It is showing Prathamesh is on strike. His problem, he has to check. वो कमेंट्री में बोलेंगे प्रथमेश बैटिंग है उधर रोहन बैटिंग कर रहा है. Fifth on strike. Rohan plays this towards wide up mid off, takes off for a single. No boundary scored in the inning so far. End of 3 overs, 10 for 1. Current run rate 3.33. Required run rate now jumping to 10.47. Kiran to continue. Rohan plays this towards the cover boundary. There's a fielder there. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 11. Team 11 would be happy to see these singles being scored. They can quickly run through their overs. Keep that pressure mounting. The innings started at 9.4. It's now reached 10.51. The required rate. This time digs that ball out towards gully. This new ball's done really well. They have not let any room for the batsman to make use of the vacant spaces. There's only 2 men outside. As this time drives this one handsomely towards covers, but the man there, Farooq, is stationed there especially for that. Keeps it down to a single. One more run to the total score, moves on to 12. Onto the pads and a leg by being collected. One more run to the total score, moves on to 13. 3.4 overs completed. Fifth ball of the over. Cuts this one towards the third man. The first boundary of the innings. So they had to wait for 17 balls for, rather 23 balls for that first boundary. The score moves on to 17. Last ball of the over coming up. Prathamesh moves on to 9 of 13 with that boundary. This time edge, this one flying towards the third man boundary. The fielder unable to cut it off. So back-to-back boundaries. And score moves on to 21 at the end of 4 overs. Kiran this time bowling is slightly outside. Takes the outer half of the bat and flies over the man at gully towards the third man boundary. With it to continue his third over, fifth of the innings. As this time Rohan drills this down towards the man at long on. Harris, the fielder there, who had earlier taken the catch of Ashay. Score moves on to 22. They need some big overs and they need to come early. They cannot wait towards the end of the innings to get those big overs. By then, they would have an Herculean task to, as this time Prathamesh plays this towards covers for a single. Again, a full toss that he could have made use of. He manages to get a single. They need to make sure they make use of those loose deliveries that come their way. They already have a task on hand. They don't want to make it an Herculean task. Right now, it still could be a possibility with the required run rate hovering around the 10 to 12 mark. But once it starts crossing that 12, 12.5, it becomes that much more difficult. The ground's not at its best. Then every shot that is played in the air and then touches the turf, the ball doesn't move that faster. Rohan on strike. Minor field says that there's a man at third man, there's a man at gully, shot third rather. Full toss, plays it towards the man at mid-off, a single being taken. Gabriel a bit slow in trying to effect that run out. Rohan was struggling. Vinit to Prathamesh, moves across, plays it towards chance of a run out. We'll have to wait and watch. And sends this upstairs. Gabriel sending the ball to his keeper Sri, who comes up to the stumps and breaks it. Rohan was slow in reacting. The throw was quite well next to the stumps, which allowed Sri to collect the ball and break it. Just have to wait and watch whether Rohan made it or was short of his crease. Have a look at that. At the moment, struggling. Sri's collected the ball a bit away from the stumps. Is he done enough to break the stumps? I guess he has. We'll wait for the third eye. The umpire deems that he had made it, so Rohan survives. A single being collected. Score moves on to 25. Fielder not yet ready. Vinith has to get back to his run up and start that run again towards the wicket. 25 for 1. We're in the fifth over. Full toss. Player gets it high on the bat, and that's could have just given him a bit of a jerk, and Rohan is not happy about it. This is the third full toss that Vinith has bowled so far, but he's managed to get away every time he's done that. Slightly more elevated shot could have seen this one going sailing over the long on boundary, as this time onto the star legs. Plays this towards square leg. The man is shot mid-wicket, running around and completes the fielding. End of 5 overs, 27 for 1. Needing another 161 runs of the remaining 90 balls. Vinith has bowled 3 overs for 11 runs. Team 11 have posted a mammoth 187. And at the moment, this chance of a catch for the man at point, but just over his head. So a boundary. They need to get that move on. Rohan collects his first boundary. He moves on. Rather, it was Prathamesh who got that. He's got 20 of 18 now with those 3 boundaries. Have a look at it. His last 3 balls that Kiran has bowled to him have all gone for boundaries and into the point and third man area. The man at covers now. Farooq being sent to his deep point. There's a man at point. There's a man at deep point. Have a look at it. Over the man there. And this time in the air. Farooq is kept busy. He ran in from point towards the cover region. And by the time he fielded, both these batsmen managed to just get a single. Score moves on to 32. After the slow start, have slowly started bringing their run rate up from 3 and 3.33 to 6. That is run a ball. But they will soon be ending the power play with the fielders then outside. Will make it all the more difficult. They need to get a move on, even if they need to lose a couple of wickets in pursuit of that 187. There's no point hanging around and hoping to come back not out. You need to make sure you win this time. Cheekily playing it towards the fine leg. The man had shot fine, but that's just enough for him to send this. So one more boundary. First boundary for Rohan. He too is into double figures now. He is now 10 of 12. They will have, both these batsmen have now got their eye in. They need to make sure they score those runs at a brisk pace. Kiran has got 1 wicket, but he's got a bit of stick compared to his partner, as this time sneaks this one under the bat, and Rohan played across the line. The last time the ball was outside the leg stump, so he managed to send it to fine leg, but this time this was into the sticks, and he missed that one and saw his timber being sent back. And has to make a long walk back to the pavilion. We'll have a look at players waiting for the replay to show onto the big screen. Have a look at it. Slightly in, and Rohan had played all over that one. And that was good enough to see his stumps being shattered. 36 for 2. Ahmed Khalid, the man at number 4. .4 overs, 23 runs and 2 wickets. Both these wickets have gone to Kiran so far. Starts from around the wicket to him as well. Flick, and the ball eludes the keeper and goes towards a fine leg boundary. A faint tickle, that's what was required. Score moves on to 40. Ahmed off the mark with that boundary. Have a look at that, onto the pads, and just a faint little touch, all it required for the ball, and go into the skirtings of 7 districts. Last ball of the power play. Places towards the man it covers. No run there. End of the over. 6 overs completed. 40 for the loss of 2 wickets. The man out, Ashay, out for 2, and Rohan Slightly slow, pulls it onto the pads. Batsman take a single. Score moves on to 41. Balls are wide. Score moves on to 42. Asking for a caught behind, not to be. Needing another 148 of the remaining 84 balls. Much better line. Loops this one and to the Ahmed playing it back. Another 148 of the remaining 81 balls, my bad. It's 3 balls completed in this over, just giving away 2 runs. In the air and an easy catch for the man at point. This one, Ahmed Khalid thought that was quite short, but not short enough, and the ball just bounced a little bit more. Send this in the air, and Shafiq at point takes a easy catch. So the 3rd wicket down. Have a look at that. Spun and bounced. You only don't take the spin into account. You need to understand what's the bounce that is there and splicing it up in the air, and Shafiq takes a relatively easy catch. So 3rd wicket down at the score of 42. ये भी अच्छा है, देखो स्क्वायर में अच्छी तरह से लगा है. दूसरी जगह क्या होता है, लाइट कोई ऐसा कोई वैसा कोई ऐसा, तो वो बीच बीच में थोड़ा आपको देखा पट्टी काली आती है, तो आप अरे एक ढला लगा है ना. हाँ, ये बराबर से एक इसमें लगा है. ग्राउंड पूरा ऐसे आपको देना है, कोई ऐसा कोई वैसा कोई ऐसा 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 करके. लेफ्ट हैंडर ऑन स्ट्राइक. न्यू मैन नादर अली. He's on strike, faces the leg spinner, drives this one towards long off. Haris the fielder there, single to the total. He's off the mark. Score moves on to 43. Prathamesh is a man who's been there since the start. He's got 3 boundaries to his credit. He needs to strike a few more if they want to make a match of it. This game is quickly going outside their grasp. Required run rate now reaching 11 runs and over. Trying to drag this one. Umpire feels that it is within the tram lines. End of the 7th over, 43 for 3. Needing another 145 of the remaining 78 balls, 13 overs to be precise. Farooq Panna, the new man. We'll have a look at the wide that you were talking about. It spun, but didn't spin that much. He'd gone back on his Farooq to Nathan. Plays it back towards the bowler. No run there. Farooq outside the off stump, slightly outside the batsman's. Third ball of the over. No run of this over so far. This time full toss, plays it towards the cover boundary. 1 run taken. Deep, let me know what you ate and make sure you're taking care of the money that you have, okay? Mama was asking for you, send her a message also, please. Farooq bowling to Prathamesh, the 4th ball of the over, just a single coming of the first 3 balls. Moves from outside the off stump, misses that one, so does the keeper. Prathamesh Sam plays it towards the right of the man at extra cover, just keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 46. Last ball of the 8th over coming up. There's hardly been any kind of an impetus to the innings from the time Team 11 have taken the field. They have kept a strong hold on the batting. There was just a brief bit of flourish when they got 4 boundaries in a space of 5 to 6 deliveries. But since then, it's only been dot balls and singles. They're not even trying to convert the ones into twos, make the fielders come under pressure. This time, plays it in the air towards the vacant fine leg region. We'll have to wait to see if the ball has reached the fence. It has stopped just before it, allows the batsman to come off for 3 by the time the man at deep square leg runs towards the fine leg. So 3 more runs. This is the first triple of the innings, apart from the first double that Amay had got. So 49 for the loss of 3 wickets at the end of 8. Start of the 9th over. Prathamesh playing it with soft hands. The outer edge takes it to a short third man. He is off the strike with that single. He moves on to 30. And the 50 coming up in the 9th over. He moves on to 27 rather with that score. VV the bowler. Batsman down the strike, and is that a stumping? And the umpire's given it, so the 4th wicket down. The pressure telling on to the batsman dancing down the wicket without having a look, and VV shot in the length, and a bit of smart glove work by the wicketkeeper. Have a look at it. कैसे ऐसे स्टंपिंग कर सकते हो? हाथ आगे हैं. ये वाली विकेट देखनी पड़ेगी जाके रिप्ले में. क्या जल्दी मैच खत्म करने के चक्कर में क्या विकेट देंगे, विकेटें दे दो. The strange bit of stumping and it results in the 4th wicket being down. Brings Sai Prasad Pujari on to the centre. Sai Prasad taking strike with soft hands, plays it towards short covers and takes a single. Score moves on to 51. Required run rate now reaching 11.91, just a shade below 12. Would start creeping up to 12 and above in no time if they don't take toll of that. As this time a full toss finds a man straight at deep square leg. When it's not your night, it's not your night. You will find the fielders even when you want to send that sailing, and Prathamesh is slowly walking back. Have a look at it. All he had to do is get some good bat on it and send it for the first maximum innings, but strangely found the deep square leg fielder. And Faisal Yusuf helping VVG get his 3rd wicket. is now analysis 1.4 overs, 5 runs and 3 wickets. Vaibhav Adali, the new man, at number 7, 51 for 5. .51 for 5, Vaibhav on strike. Sam rocks back and plays it towards deep mid-wicket. Long on for a single. Score moves on to 52. VV plays this towards left of long on for a single. End of the 9th over, 53 for the loss of 5 wickets. Farooq to continue. Drives this back to the bowler. Steps out to take that single. Sai Prasad and Vaibhav at the crease. Both of them have just come to the crease. They've lost wickets in heap. Wanting to cut this one into the keeper's gloves. No run there. This time edges this one. There's no slip there. The ball going towards the third man boundary, but stops again inside the boundary rope. So 2 more runs. Score moves on to 55. .55 for 5. Again, rocks back, but good bit of bowling, holding its line, just keeping it a bit away from the batsman. This is where they're much better than Realty, Miracle Realty, who were bowling it quite fuller. They have not, as this time the batsman Sai Prasad playing it towards point and taking a quick single. A misfield there by Faisal, allowing that single to be completed. This is the last ball of the 10th over before the drinks break and the change. Last ball from the commentary box end. Weber places a soft hands towards point. Shafiq, the fielder there. End of the over. 57 for the loss of 5 wickets at the end of 10. Change in the bowling. Gabriel Gershis comes in for the first time. Right arm off spinner. Onto the pads. Is it towards deep square leg for a single? Gabriel to Sai Prasad, loops this one, and he's bowled him. Wanting to cut this one, missed the cut, and is top of off stump being pegged back. So the 6th wicket down for the score of 58. Have a look at that. He wanted to cut this one way too across, and as soon as he missed the ball, just crashing into the stumps. So the 6th wicket down. जल्दी खत्म हो जाएगा अभी ये लोग 6 विकेट पे डाउन आ गए तो 14-15 ओवर के अंदर खत्म हो जाए तो वो उधर 12 ओवर खत्म हो गए 12 ओवर हुआ मैं अभी जस्ट चेक किया अभी 12 ओवर हाँ 8 ओवर में 46 है कीपर को क्लोजअप देना है तो उसका हेलमेट देखना है कौन सा पहना है New man in, Sunil Pednekar. Cuts back but missed his footing and fallen down. Shri just making sure that he's okay. Have a look at that. On your big screen. Not having those spikes on when you're batting on such wickets. And Gabriel this time onto the pads. Well done by the wicketkeeper. Moving to his left. Again, another wide. One more run added. Score moves on to 60. 60 for the loss of 6 wickets, needing another 128 runs more. Plays it towards short fine, quick single, and a throw at the bowler's end slightly wide. Allowed the batsman to complete the single. So Sunil off the mark with that single. He's 1 of 2. Webber is batting 3 of 3. Goes back and plays it down the ground. By the time the bowler could feel the ball had crossed him and a single being taken. Score moves on to 62. Quick one. Sunil going back onto his back foot to play the one end of the over. 62 for the loss of 6 wickets. VV to continue. 2 overs, 7 runs, 3 wickets. Come back to bowl his third over and a miss. Looping delivery, inviting the batsman. And Webber taking the bait. Comes down the wicket, misses it completely, and he's stumped by Shree. Shree's having a good night. He hadn't got a chance to bat, but he's made himself count in the game. He's taken a couple of stumpings to his credit. 62 for 7. Have a look at it from the side on. Comes from, and रूल चेक करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि विकेट कीपर को स्टैंड वो अभी आपने देखा स्टंपिंग करते क्या किया वो बॉल आगे आ रहा है वो बॉल होता है पहले अंपायर को देखना चाहिए. So the innings getting from bad to worse for Miracle Realty. Brings Sanket Baswad on to the centre. Batting at number 9. First target probably would to be to play out the entire 20 overs. Keep the opposition on the park as much as possible, as this one cuts this one, eludes the slip fielder who's quite close. Not sure if the umpire is aware that he's too close for without having protection. How did that miss the stump? Trying to play a wild sweep. Beaten all ends up. And VV will be eyeing that 5th wicket. He's already got 4. And he has another 9 balls left in his quota to have that 5th or probably 6th if possible. This time plays it towards square leg. The man is shot fine. Farooq running around. He's done a lot of running around for his team today, apart from scoring those runs. And a single moves the score on to 763, and the required run rate in no time from 11.3 to 12.10 has now reached 15 and beyond their reach. It will take a miracle for the remaining batsmen to hit, as this time plays a handsome stroke, and the first still waiting for that 6, but a welcome boundary should do the batsman a world of good. Put the bush. Sunil managing to get that boundary. Put the bowler under a bit of pressure. You just don't have to keep dancing down the wicket, but you also have to make sure you have the connect. Have a look at that. Dancing down the track. Playing it straight over the bowler's head. 1 bounce boundary. Something to cheer for Miracle Realty, who's so far having a forgetful night, as this one down leg side will be called a wide. Missed on that one. And just because he went down on the... he probably just done a bit of damage to himself. Looks okay right now. And score moves on to 68. wanting to come down, but he shortens his length up. Clearly seems to be in some kind of a discomfort after trying to sweep that one end of the over. Fruitful one for Team 11, who are slowly marching towards that victory. Gabriel to continue. He's just got a wicket of the first over that he had bowled. He gave away just 5 runs. Quicker one, wanting to cut that one. Did Saket, doesn't make any contact. She behind the stumps collecting the ball. Slightly short, cuts this one towards covers for a single. Down the wicket. Is that the third stumping? Yes, it is. And Sunil finally missing this one, and one more stumping for Sri. So the 8th wicket down for the score of 69. Have a look at that. Quick hands, quick glove work, close to the stumps. All he had to do for the ball to nestle into his gloves, and he breaks the stumps to send Sunil back towards the pavilion. 69 for 8. We are in the 13th over.
मैंने चैट किया उसके साथ तो ही वाज चैटिंग विद दर्शु बोला एंड बर्गर खाया है बोला आप कितने बजे पहुंचेंगे घर पे
Approximately around 2:30 I'll be home. New man Sai Ponkar. Gabriel has got 2 wickets. He's given away 6 runs in the 1.3 overs he's bowled. Sai playing it with soft hands to the man at point. No run there. Gabriel bowling to Sai, plays it towards short, covers, no run. Slightly short this time, plays it towards the left of the man at gully, and a single being taken. Score moves on to 69. VV coming to bowl his last over. Gives away a single of the first ball. Score moves on to 71. For 8 as VV comes into bowl. Loops this one, plays it in the air to the left of the man at long off. 1 run completed. Looping delivery, pitching it outside the off stump and moving it away. The batsman going for it. Didn't connect it that great and gets a single. उधर 11 रन चाहिए 26 बॉलों में. Slightly short, plays it towards point, no run there.
दूसरा ग्राउंड
26 बॉलों में 11 रन
हो जाएगा.
वो जल्दी हो जाएगी, इससे पहले हो जाएगा. 13.3 overs completed. 3 more balls left in this over. VV will be trying to eye for that 5th wicket. He's given away 15 runs in his spell so far. Plays this towards short covers. No run there. BB coming to bowl. Loops this one again. Plays it with dead bat. Batsman is that he's not going to attack him, making sure that he doesn't want to give him that 5th wicket that he's searching for. Sai is happy to see him off. Scored an excellent spell. I think looping this one, missing the stumps, missing the bat. End of an excellent spell. 4 overs, 15 runs, 4 wickets. 72 for 8, 116 of the remaining 36 balls. Required run rate now creeping up to 19.33. Farooq coming into bowl. He's given away 10 runs of the 2 overs. He's wicketless so far. Will really want to come and get a wicket to his name before the night as Saket plays this towards point. No run there. Defends this one again. The man at point coming into the picture. No run there. This time drills this one towards the left of man at long off. A single there. Score moves on to 73. Team 11 will have to bring their fielders up if they want to entice them to go over the top. They will be, both these batsmen know that this target is beyond their reach. The only thing that they will want to salvage is trying to keep them on the ground as much as possible. So if you want to get them, make sure you bring those men a few feet up, invite them to see those vacant spots beyond the fielder. And that's when you can create a chance. As of now, both these batsmen are quite happy to play those singles or dot balls. चार रन चाहिए थे, क्या कर रहे हैं? हाँ, हो गया. 4-5 विकेट से जीत गए. उधर हो गया, 5 विकेट से जीत गए. इधर ये लोग ऐसे पूरा लंबा खींच रहे हैं गेम को.
अभी जो दूसरा इधर का मैच है, उनको लग रहा उधर करा जा सकता है. मालूम नहीं क्या कर.
अच्छा ना आपके लिए, फिर कैमरा वाला उधर होगा. तुम्हारे कब विकेट. बट जो भी हो, दूसरे को भी तो बैठना है. क्या करेंगे.
दूसरा लड़का अभी काम कर लेगा ना, और कल में दिन में नहीं करेगा. अभी कर लेगा ना, दिन में पे काम नहीं करेगा.
नहीं, काम नहीं करेगा वो. ये लोग भी तो इतना लंबा खींच रहे दोनों, सब लोग बैठ के. जल्दी करो यार, थोड़ा मूव करो. वो लोग भी Farooq Punag bowling the 5th ball of the over. This time outer edge, plays it towards the man at gully, and a single being taken. And a bit of late drama, a single being taken off the overthrows and another overthrow. Now this is sloppy cricket. They've done well throughout the innings. You just need to make sure you keep it tight, keep that one, keep it going and finish this game off. As we have confirmation from the other game that Richmond have won their 3rd game on the trot, sending Marsh McLaren to the 3rd defeat in the tournament. So Marsh complete their quota of 3 games without a win to their credit, as another outer half shot of the bat and a single being taken. End of the over, 78 for 8 in 15 overs. Gabriel plays this, bowls this one, and the batsman Sai playing it back to him. No run there. Score remains on 78. ये भी मेरे को उसने बुलाया था, लेकिन मैं बोला मैं शाम के मैचेस में मुश्किल है।
आपको दिन में नौकरी करना है?
हाँ।
कौन सा जॉब कर रहे हो?
हाँ, मैं बैंक में काम।
अच्छा, बैंक अकाउंट में लोन देते हैं बंदा को?
मैं जहाँ काम करता हूँ वो HDFC बैंक, इंडिया का बैंक।
इंडिया
इधर लोन का चक्कर, उधर लोन होता है बट वो दूसरा तरह का लोन होता है, नॉर्मल पर्सनल लोन और ये सब नहीं होता।
अभी इधर हमारा ज़्यादा दिन हो गया ना, अभी मुश्किल है। अकाउंट में 3 साल हो गया हमारा, ऐसा लगे सैलरी भी नहीं भर रही। जब 3 साल पहले आया तब भी 1000 dirham, अभी 1000 dirham। अभी इधर से निकलेगा तो सैलरी थोड़ा बढ़ेगा, नहीं तो मुश्किल है। इधर भी आप कॉमेडी कर रहे हैं ना, कैमरामैन चाहिए तो आप थोड़ा देख लेना।
उधर क्या है, वो विजन ग्राउंड और वहाँ कैमरा ऐसे जैसे रेडी है वैसा नहीं है। वो एक बंदा आता है, वो लेके आता है अपना
सामान, शॉट लेके आता है।
चाहिए तो उसे बात करा सकता हूँ।
हाँ हाँ, जो बंदा सामान लेके आता ना, उसको भी आप बोला सकते कोई कैमरामैन चाहिए तो कोई मुश्किल नहीं। अपना हमारा अपना वीज़ा है, कोई टेंशन नहीं। हाँ, कंपनी का वीज़ा नहीं। कभी भी हम आज बोलेगा कल भी चला जा सकते, कोई टेंशन नहीं।
78 for 8, second ball of the over. Looks slightly slow into the pitch, plays it towards short covers, no run there. The only thing of interest is to see how long does Miracle Realty keep the men on strike. This time Sri missing that one and the ball going towards the fine leg. By the time he comes in and fields the ball, the keeper, the 2 more byes to the total. Score moves on to 80. Couple of things that could keep them in interest is, will they reach the 35 mark? Or will they play the entire 20 overs? That's the only positives that you can look at around, as this time loops this one, plays it towards square leg. There's a fielder there, another single to the total. Score moves on to 81. Stroke ही नहीं मार रहे. This time edges this one, plays it towards short third. Man at gully doing the fielding. 1 run completed. Score moves on to 83. 83 for 8. Roxback cuts this one towards point. No run there. End of the over, 82 for 8 after 16 overs. 4 overs remaining in this contest. Farooq this time round the wicket, plays it back towards the bowler. No run there. Second ball of the over coming from round the wicket. Saket on strike. He's batting 8 of 12. Drives this to the right of Gabriel. The man at long off this time, coming towards his left. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 83. ये लोग पहले बैटिंग करते तो अभी तक ये भी हो गई होती.
ये लोग पहले बैटिंग करते हैं तो जल्दी खत्म हो जाता है.
अभी तो खत्म भी हो जाता. ऐसा बैटिंग का तो पता ही है. टॉस जीत के बॉलिंग लिया ना. Third ball of the over. Again another loop. This time paddles this towards fine leg. 1 run completed. Wanting to come back for the second. Will have to wait. The batsman completing it very easily. $85 for 8. 16.3 overs completed. $18.5 for 8. Plays it with a dead bat. Fields the ball and gives it to the keeper. Another dot ball. Another 22 balls remaining in the contest. Sorry, 20 balls. And 2 wickets in hand. With a lot of runs to be scored. Again, another edge towards the man at gully. Dot ball. Last ball of the 17th over coming up. Farooq 3.5 overs, 19 runs, no wicket. This time paddles this one. Ball going towards the boundary. Wait and watch. It just stops a couple of inches before the boundary ropes. So the batsman complete a double. So end of 17 overs, 87 for the loss of 8 wickets. Another 101 runs required of the remaining 18 balls. They need a 6 every ball if they want to win this contest. Gabriel to continue. This time a quicker ball under the bat. Sri doing the fielding. This time slow, plays it in the air towards the man at covers who's just outside the 30-yard circle. Score moves on to 88. This time plays it towards the man at gully. Another single. Score moves on to 89. A bit of change of plan. Gabriel now coming. Looks like he's going to bowl those quicker ones. She's gone a few paces back. The batsman up to the task where Saket plays it with it. Both the batsmen now slowly have moved into double figures. 17.4 overs completed. 14 more deliveries. Over the man at short mid-wicket. The ball going towards the mid-wicket boundary. Wait for the fielder. He's done well to field it. That's the commitment that you look from your fielders. You know that the match is done and dusted, but you still want to do the right things, and it's done well to keep it down to 2. Score moves on to 91. Last ball of the over coming up. Gabriel's 3.5 overs, 13 runs and 2 wickets, searching for his third one with one more legal delivery up his sleeve. Stopping and making sure the batsman is aware that he's supposed to be inside the popping crease until he bowls the ball. Plays it towards short mid-wicket. A misfield there, a rare misfield, but still is confusion there. But a single to complete the over. 92 for 8 in 18. Inner edge towards backward a square, single being taken. Score moves on to 93. Kiran to continue. Plays this towards point. A quick single being taken. Score moves on to 94. Kiran coming from round the wicket, plays it back towards the bowler, misfield there, a single collected. Score moves on to 95, 18.3 overs completed, another 9 legal deliveries left in this contest. Beautiful ball, trying to cut that one, dipped onto the keeper as well. Did well to keep the ball in his grasp. Dot ball, 4th ball completed in the 19th over. Digs it into the pitch and gets a single. Score moves on to 96. Last ball of the over. Kiran, 3.5 overs, 31 runs, 2 wickets. You wouldn't mind that. He's the expensive bowler in the innings so far, but much this time plays it over the bowler's head towards the man at long off. A single completed. 97 for 8 at the end of 19 overs. So the last over of the innings coming up. And the target way beyond anybody's grasp. 91 required of the last over. Defense is one. Alright, off spin into the batsman, but no run there. 5 balls in innings, 3 runs to make it to the 100, 2 wickets to get them all out as he plays this again towards short covers, no run there. Linesh now coming in, bowling with a few steps and quickly wanting to finish this one off. This time plays it down beyond the bowler, the man there at long off quite straight, keeps it down to a single. 98 with 3 more balls left in this innings. Does side try to pull one over the head? Plays this one towards short third, a single being taken. 99 for 8, another couple of balls. They have 2 balls left in a single to get it to 100 as he plays this one and the 100 comes up. The 100 coming up. Last ball of the innings. So one thing that probably Team Ellen couldn't do was to close out the innings by getting them all out. And 1 more run added to the total. 101 for 8 in their 20 overs and 86 runs victory for Team 11 as they march in to play the finals tomorrow against Richmond at the same grounds here at the 7 districts grounds in Ajman. A comprehensive 86 run victory after that dismal performance yesterday where they were all out for 24. Tonight put up 187 and then managed to keep the team down to 101. We'll have the presentations coming up soon. Welcome back to the presentations. The Overseas Cricket League Season 1, where Team 11 victorious in the last game and marching on to the finals, a comprehensive 86 runs victory. We'll quickly talk to the captains. Sri, again, a roller coaster ride, a win, a loss, a win. You will want to beat the odds tomorrow, and you're running into a rampant side that's won all the games.
I too, it'll be a pretty tough game tomorrow, but I think hats off to the other team who really played well. I think we were trying to defend them below 100, but still, they played very well. It's a good game of cricket. It's first season for them, even for us. I think we'll do our best over the finals.
Anyway, thank you, and we'll leave these words for tomorrow. Will speak to Rohan. Rohan, never in the hunt. You're already on the back foot, chasing 188 in this last league game.
It was nothing like that. We were never in the hunt. Last 2 wickets just made the difference, and some misfields in the fielding during the fielding.
And what sort of positives you look back? It's your first tour out here. What are the positives that you take back from this tournament?
We'll definitely come out stronger in the next year.
Anyway, thank you for your time, and congratulations for coming in and playing in here in Dubai. In the UAE, we quickly start off with the individual awards. Best performer of the day from the losing side, it will be Prathamesh Patil for his 27 of 25 balls. Sri will do the honors. Prathamesh, well played, 27 of the 25. We start off with the best batsman, and that goes to Linesh for his 50. He started off the innings blazing. Rohan will do the honors of presenting it to him. Our best bowler of the day for his 4 wickets is Vineet. He'll come forward and collect it from Rohan again. And our man of the match will again be Vineet. Sri will do the honors this time. Sri, can you give it to your... Okay. Figures of 4 overs, 15 runs. A quick word with Vineet. Vineet, one question for you. Please come forward. You'll have to do the honors. You had about 9 to 10 balls to get that 5th wicket. How are you feeling that? How good or how bad are you feeling that you didn't get the 5th one?
Because they played well. That's why I didn't get a chance to get the wicket. That's why.
And the ball is coming off the hand very well. You're happy with the performance. Expecting the same one tomorrow again?
Yeah, tomorrow I'll try my maximum. I think I cannot play tomorrow. I have another match.
Okay, anyway, that'll be a sad, but anyway, all the best and congratulations for today's game and all the best for your next game wherever you play. That concludes our presentation. We'll see you tomorrow for the big game between Team 11 and Richmond. Stay safe and good night.